of Rajiv Gandhi convicts to the apex court, says a congressman, says mass public and political support could sway the judgment. After several media reports and court directives, Tamil Nadu Assembly bans manual scavenging. Assembly focuses on farmers today. Slew of stops for farmers and families. Jaya launches the ID cards for farmers. DMK lashes out at the AIDMK land grab arrests, calls it an act of vengeance. Pujas, pandals and pandemonium is what the residents of Thiruvanmiyur are complaining about. Launch complaint with the corporation. After a World Cup victory, Dhoni now inspires a Kollywood movie by none other than actor-producer Prakash Raj. Very good evening. You're watching Headlines Now with me, Ashmit Kumar. Time now for the latest national stories. The entire opposition and key Congress ally Trinamool rejects the communal violence bill, draft prepared by the Sonia Gandhi-led NAC. The Prime Minister says it's time to upgrade and strengthen investigative agencies. The NIA and Delhi police meet on the High Court blasts. Talat Hamdani, a Pakistani American who lost her son on 9/11, speaks to NDTV about how she channeled her grief. NDTV learns that the BJP will give a respectable exit to corruption-tainted Uttarakhand Chief Minister Nishank. It's a money versus market face-off as Manishankar Iyer fires back after being charged with obstruction in the Commonwealth Games. How the YSR government in Andhra helped the Reddy brothers export iron ore in the name of a non-existent steel plant, an NDTV exclusive. Despite the Congress losing the battle of perceptions over Anna, its student body, the NSUI, wrestles the new president's post from the ABVP. And Salman Khan talks about his surgery and how he would prefer to be Katrina's bodyguard. Well, first, in a move that comes after several media reports and court directives, the Tamil Nadu Assembly finally passed a resolution to ban manual scavenging. Now, NDTV Hindu had reported on various such instances where sewer lines and drains were being cleaned by manual labour. Now, such instances have sparked off outrage within members of civil society.
மனித கழிவுகளை மனிதர்களே அகற்றுவதையும் உலர் கழிவறைகள் கட்டுவதையும் தடை செய்யும் 1993ஆம் ஆண்டு சட்டம் நாடாளுமன்றத்தால் திருத்தப்பட வேண்டும் என்று இந்த சட்டமன்ற பேரவை விளைவதாலும் எனவே தற்போது மேற்சொன்ன செயல் நோக்கத்திற்காக தமிழ்நாடு மாநிலத்தை பொறுத்தவரையில் இணைப்பில் உள்ளவாறு மனித கழிவுகளை மனிதர்களே அகற்றுவதையும் உலர் கழிவறைகள் கட்டுவதையும் தடை செய்யும் 1993ஆம் ஆண்டு சட்டம் நாடாளுமன்றத்தில் சட்டத்தின் மூலமாக திருத்தம் செய்யப்பட வேண்டும் என்று இந்திய அரசமைப்பு சட்டத்தின் 252ஆம் பிரிவின் கீழ் இந்த சட்டமன்ற பேரவை இதன் மூலம் தீர்மானம் நிறைவேற்றுகிறது என்னும் தீர்மானத்தை முன்மொழிகிறேன்.
And while working on a Saturday, the Tamil Nadu Assembly had its focus clearly on farmers with the several SOPs being announced. Chief Minister Jayalalitha announced the Farmers Welfare Scheme. The responsibility of implementing this scheme will lie with the respective district collectors. And the government also announced the formation of a committee to check the implementation. Meanwhile, the Chief Minister rolled out a slew of SOPs which include education benefits for farmers and their families. She also stressed on the initiatives to provide industrial training to children of farmers in fields such as law, engineering, medicine and IT. The government will also assured of compensation to the next of kin of farmers who die. Now, also, pregnant farmers will come under a delivery scheme. Under this delivery scheme, 42 maternity centers will be set up for collective cesarean section with elective quality. The government also allocated 39 crores for setting up new health centers. 5 crores will be allotted for telemedicine.
விவசாய தொழிலில் ஈடுபட்டுள்ள விவசாயிகள் மற்றும் விவசாய தொழிலாளர்கள் மற்றும் அவர்களது குடும்பத்தினருக்கு வாழ்நாள் முழுவதும் உறுதுணையாக இருக்கும் வகையில் புதிய விரிவுபடுத்தப்பட்ட சமூக பாதுகாப்பு திட்டம் ஒன்றை எனது தலைமையிலான அரசு செயல்படுத்த முடிவு செய்துள்ளது என்பதை மகிழ்ச்சியுடன் தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். இந்த புதிய திட்டம் முதலமைச்சரின் உழவர் பாதுகாப்பு திட்டம் என்று அழைக்கப்படும். இந்த திட்டத்தின் கீழ் 2.5 ஏக்கருக்கு மேற்படாத நஞ்சை நிலம் அல்லது 5 ஏக்கருக்கு மேற்படாத புஞ்சை நிலம் முதலியவற்றை உடமையாக கொண்டு அந்த நிலத்தில் நேரடியாக பயிர் செய்யும் 18 வயது முதல் 65 வயதிற்குட்பட்ட குறு மற்றும் சிறு விவசாயிகள் மற்றும் விவசாயம் சார்ந்த தொழிலில் ஊதியத்திற்காகவோ அல்லது குத்தகை அடிப்படையிலோ ஈடுபட்டுள்ள 18 முதல் 65 வயது வரை உள்ள அனைத்து விவசாய குத்தகைதாரர்கள், தொழிலாளர்கள் மற்றும் இவர்களை சார்ந்து வாழும் குடும்ப உறுப்பினர்கள் ஆகியோர் பயனடைவர். தற்போது மாநிலத்தில் உள்ள 1589 ஆரம்ப சுகாதார நிலையங்களில் 1539 ஆரம்ப சுகாதார நிலையங்கள் 24 மணி நேரமும் சுகாதார சேவை அளிக்கக்கூடிய வகையில் செயல்பட்டு வருகின்றன. எஞ்சியுள்ள 50 ஆரம்ப சுகாதார நிலையங்களும் 24 மணி நேரமும் செயல்படும் வகையில் விரைவில் மாற்றி அமைக்கப்படும். தரம் உயர்த்தப்பட்ட 283 ஆரம்ப சுகாதார நிலையங்களில் முன்பே நிர்ணயம் செய்யப்பட்ட சிசேரியன் அறுவை சிகிச்சை, அதாவது எலெக்டிவ் சிசேரியன் செய்வதற்கான வசதிகள் உள்ளன. திடீரென்று அவசரமாக சிசேரியன் அறுவை சிகிச்சை செய்யும் வசதி கிராமப்புறங்களில் இல்லை. இதனை நீக்கும் வகையில் முதற்கட்டமாக 42 தாய் சேய் நல மையங்கள் ஏற்படுத்தப்படும் என்பதை மகிழ்ச்சியுடன் தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன்.
Well, meanwhile, the DMK continuing with its agitation in the assembly staged yet another walkout today. This was the third walkout within a week's time, which also includes an instance of the DMK MLAs being evicted. In keeping with a week-long tradition, the MLAs walked out after reciting the Tirukural. Meanwhile, as the DMK looks urgently for ways and means to combat the land grab offensive, the legal wing of the party met for a brainstorming session. Now, the state police has been probing various land grab charges, which has resulted in 4 former ministers from the DMK, various senior party leaders and party cadres being thrown behind bars. Now, the DMK called these arrests vindictive politics of the AIA-DMK. However, the Chief Minister has insisted that the state police is investigating over 8,000 genuine complaints from people with no political affiliations.
Our advocates were asked to fight the false cases foisted against of the senior members of the DMK party, and most of these cases the government is acting in vengeance, that they are not filing all the complaints together, filing FIR for all the complaints together, but they are waiting for a person to get a bail on one charge, and then when he comes out, they are voicing another case, registering an FIR on another case, and once again arresting. This shows the sick-mindedness of this government. So we wanted this to be expressed in the courts of law and see that justice is done.
Sir, also
most of the cases which are civil in nature are converted as criminal cases by a false complaint received from those who sold the land. In fact, those who have sold the land were threatened to give complaint against these people. So it is an attack on the offensive on those people who have sold the land, and also on the DMK senior members of the DMK party.
Well, in some developments associated with the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case, a Congress party cadre from Tamil Nadu has approached the Supreme Court for shifting the cases of those accused in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case. Now, the petition says that the atmosphere in the Madras High Court is not conducive for hearing the case. Now, the Madras High Court had stayed the execution of Sandan Murugan and Perarivaran, who were convicted and sentenced to death in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case. Now, they approached the High Court after their mercy petitions were rejected by the President. Now, the petition says that during the hearing of the case in the Madras High Court, over 5,000 supporters had gathered inside and outside the court campus and were interfering with the judicial functions and also disturbed the proceedings. Mob gathered inside the court and raised slogans supporting the 3 convicts. Now, the petition also says that some political leaders are supporting the convicts and it may influence and interfere with the judicial function. And to ensure free and fair justice, the case should be transferred to the apex judicial body. Well, in fact, one of the convicts, Nalini Sriharan, met her husband Murugan, who is also a convict in the assassination case. Now, they met in the Vellore jail after an entire year. Now, this was the first meeting between the two after the President rejected Murugan's mercy petition. Now, Nalini, who is serving a life sentence in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case, earlier in this week was transferred from the Poodle prison to the Vellore jail on her request.
தற்போதுதான் நளினி சிறை மாற்றப்பட்டிருப்பதால் சிறை நிர்வாகத்தினர் கூடிய விரைவில் அவர்களுக்கான சரியான அறையையும் சரியான தங்குவதற்கான அடிப்படை வசதிகளை செய்து தருகிறோம் என்று சொல்லி இருக்கிறார்கள். ஆகவே சிறை நிர்வாகம் சட்டப்படி அவர்களுக்கு உரிய அந்த அடிப்படை வசதிகளை செய்து கொடுப்பார்கள் என்று எதிர்பார்க்கிறோம்.
Well, in other news, residents of Thiruvanmiyur are up in arms against temple festivals conducted in a manner causing inconvenience to the public. While auspicious occasions are celebrated with much fervour, the locals complain that the public pujas and processions cause massive inconvenience. In fact, the residents of Thiruvanmiyur Welfare Association have sent a complaint to the Chennai Corporation. And this comes after a private temple in the area has been conducting a festival for the last 3 days. Now, the private temple is reported to have erected a pandal in the middle of the road, blocking the main entrance for the residents of Valmiki Nagar.
Yeah, we are residents of Valmiki Nagar, and this temple is celebrating its Kumbhabhishekam, and all the celebration is happening on the main road, and they are doing 9 yagnas for last 3 days on the main road. So this is causing a lot of disturbance for the traffic, lot of noise pollution, and we really want to know who has given the permission to do this function on the main public property. We have tried to make complaints to corporation and police, and we have not received any response. Almost 30-40 members of the Valmiki Nagar Resident Association have lodged complaints on the website, and we have still not got any response.
The only additional point I would like to make is that the temple authorities don't seem to be bothered about public sentiment here at all. Because many a time when we have raised it with the temple authorities, they have effectively told us, do what you can or what you feel like. அவங்க வந்து பப்ளிக்கோட இப்போ கஷ்டங்களை பார்த்து அது தகுந்த மாதிரி நடந்துக்கிற மாதிரி தெரியல.
Well, up ahead, charges of illegal mining and export of iron ore catches up with the YSR government. We'll tell you more on the other side.